Okay, so I just came from late screening of Deadpool here in Manila. It opened today, February 10th. All theaters here in the Philippines, and boy, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, you read the comic books, you read the comic books, you've seen the X-Men movies, you've seen the trailers, you study about you know who Deadpool is, and you come into this movie knowing who that guy is and what to expect, and boy, does this movie deliver. Absolutely phenomenal. A lot of the reviews, early reviews came out, it was like 100%, 10 out of 10, and I was like, really? I mean, I'm a big X-Men fan. I like Deadpool, but I'm not that big of a fan of Deadpool, but I do like the character. Okay, so I went to the movie, and man, right from the get go, you get Deadpool. This review is gonna be full of spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, go watch another Chefatron or FX Friends video. But this movie will have a lot of spoilers, so warning, fair warning. Okay. Fox did absolutely brilliant on this one, and I have to give a lot of credit to what's his name, to Ryan Reynolds for really delivering the goods on this movie. It's an adult film, definitely. It is rated R16 here, restricted 16 years here in the Philippines, but it's a completely adult movie, but it is fun. You don't have to leave your brain at home to really enjoy this one. You bring everything, because this movie isn't just bam blam 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 sex jokes and whatnot and very shallow. It's a real movie. That's the only way I can actually describe it. It's a real movie, honest to goodness movie that's been sprinkled and seasoned with crass, uncouth humor, sex jokes, violence, really, really funny stuff. And you leave the movie feeling giddy, and you know how you were when you were a kid. You just picked up your latest batch of comic books and your latest action figures, and you just feel so great after watching this one. So, plot is very simple. It's an origin story of who Deadpool is. He picks up from where he was in the X-Men, not the one where he gets those stupid claws and he gets his mouth. No, none of that happened. So, although they did show that action figure, there was a scene they actually showed that action figure with the old X-Men Origins Wolverine Deadpool figure. That was so funny. Mercenary. He's become a mercenary, dishonorably discharged from the special service. He's become a mercenary, and he's gotten a soft spot, and he's been trying to help the little people, like this high school girl to take care of her stalker and whatnot. He's helping. And then he finds this girl, this gorgeous girl who's just like him, who's as crazy as him, Wade Wilson. And then he gets diagnosed with cancer. And then there's a clandestine group of people who try to bring about the mutations of people, make mutants, in short, manufacture mutants. And they give him a chance. We'll cure your cancer, we'll make you into a weapon. And he accepts it because he loves the girl. And he turns out to become so ugly. Apparently, Deadpool's very shallow. To him, looks is everything, and he becomes this ugly mother. He's badass ugly, but he can heal. That's his mutation. He can heal, so he's a special forces guy, great at fighting, martial arts, weapons, hand-to-hand combat, and all that. And now he has his healing factor, but he's butt ugly. So he decides to take revenge on the guys who did it. He tries to track him down, and then he botches it up because Colossus and Megasonic, that little kid, spoils it for him. Then the bad guys take revenge. They kidnap his girl. He asks Colossus and Megasonic's help for their help, and then they save the day. He ends up saving the day. They kill the bad guys. I don't know that other Gina Carano girl. I don't know if she actually dies, but they save the day. He saves the girl. He finally confronts the girl for leaving, and the girl still hates him but loves him. And it's a nice ending. Very, very happy ending. Very Deadpool ending. We'll get to that later. So, the movie is So that's the basic plot. Very very simple, just straight to the point. Great origin story. You know, you're right smack in the action, and then the origin story just flashes back here and there, and then middle of the movie or towards the end of the movie, everything catches up, and then that's when they kidnap the girl and he saves the day. Okay, violence, the action, great. There's just a lot of action in your face, like Walking Dead stuff. You know, saturated. This whole film was saturated by just blood, violence. There was nothing censored about it. Well, there was one part when Deadpool actually he himself moves the camera because he was going to torture the guy who tried to recruit him to find out where this big boss is. Anyway, but just full of action, slicing, dicing, gunshots here and there, fling bullets, just all the kinds of violence you can imagine. Okay, that's the violence. So why is it still R16? The humor is well, there's a lot of funny stuff, just really funny stuff. There's a lot of sex jokes. These are not the subtle, hinting green jokes. These are like in your face sex jokes, penises, vagina. I mean, everything. Like I don't, there are a lot of things I cannot say on YouTube, but just in your face sex jokes. The humor is like Robin Williams, a perverted Robin Williams with The Simpsons, with South Park. I mean, it's just full of crap humor. It's not crap, but it's just loads of humor. He does every scene. He just finds everything funny about it. And I think patok na patok to sa mga Pilipino because ang Pilipino puro kalokohan eh. I mean, benta. Filipinos are all about jokes. I mean, we laugh about everything. And that's how he is. He just makes fun of everything. That's why, it's so great with Filipinos. I think it's going to be great with Filipinos. Because we find something to smile about in everything, even in disasters. So that's great. That's about it. Gory stuff, yes, a lot of gory stuff. I mean, the most gory for me was he just cuts off his hand when Colossus has handcuffed him. He cuts off his hand. That's one gory bit for me. There's a ton more of gory stuff. I just don't have time to actually detail it. Okay, so right from the get-go, it's funny, it's violent, then it gets downright serious, and I love it. You're laughing and then suddenly it becomes serious, and then when the drama gets too much, then it gets the comedy again. Comedy, violence, sex joke here and there again, then it gets serious. I mean, the funniest part will probably be the ending when he's already about to kill the bad guy, and then Colossus stops him. 4 or 5 moments that make a hero. He has this brilliant speech of what it is to be an X-Man, to be a hero. Deadpool, spare the villains. And he just kills the guy. And then Colossus just pukes all over. And it was just the funniest thing. And then it cuts to the when the hero gets the girl. And the girlfriend, the girl, the fiance accepts him for he is, takes off his mask, learns to love him, and says, wait, you're an idiot. You should have come to me. And he says he's sorry, and it's all good. They all kiss, make up, and it's all good. Okay, so that's all fun. Great plot. Lots of Deadpool. I mean, you get violence, sex jokes, perverted jokes, funny things about everything. You get all the violence, slash and dash, slice and dice, everything. Okay, cameos. Colossus, Megasonic. I'm not sure who Megasonic is. She seems to have the power of Cannonball. Anyway, the character Gina Carano plays Angel, super strong girl. Not entirely sure who she is. And the bad guy, Francis. Yeah, his name is Francis. He makes fun of his name. Ajax. Not entirely sure who he is. Anyway, one thing, if I'm going to nitpick, was one thing I didn't buy at all in this movie, and I'm just nitpicking. In the last scene, when the girl, Vanessa, his fiance, accepts him for he is, decides to take off his mask. And she takes it off. She doesn't even fidget with the mask. Like, normally I was thinking she would pop from under like Spider-Man mask. No, she knows it. There's Velcro here. She just takes it off. How did she know that? I mean, yeah, I know it's stupid. I'm just nitpicking, but that's probably the only negative comment I have. How did the Vanessa know how to remove his mask right from the get-go? He's just seen him for the first time as Deadpool. So overall, a great movie. Not a family movie. Don't bring your kids here. Just so you can watch it with. You can go on a date on this one as long as you're both 16 and above. You know, you take your wife, you take your girlfriend. I actually watched it with my 17-year-old daughter, and she had a blast watching it. It is great. 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely. I think there's a great story. It's a very real movie. You get everything that you wanted in a Deadpool movie, and it's a lot of fun. So there you go, folks. That's my little review of the latest movie from Fox and Marvel, the Deadpool movie. Oh, sorry, the end credit scene. I'm not sure if we got 2 end credit scenes or 1. I hear there were 2, but here in the Philippines, the movie that was shown to us, I think the copy that we got. So the first credits roll, there's no end credit. Then the rest of the credits roll until the very end. Then you get the extra scene. The extra scene is Deadpool comes out in this really dainty apartment. Who says dainty nowadays? Anyway, dainty, well furnished apartment. It's like Mr. Rogers' apartment. Anyway, he comes out in his bathrobe wearing the mask, but he's in his bathrobe and whatnot. And then he comes up to the camera and says, "You guys are still here. So what, you're expecting there's going to be an intro to the next sequel and whatnot? I mean, we don't have money for that, but yeah, blah, 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 blah." He talks about that, Well, you expect like Nick Fury, like Samuel L. Jackson gonna come here with a patch, and that's not gonna happen. And then he goes. And then he leaves, he exits the room, and then flash of there's some text saying that this movie created 13,000 jobs, and no harm. Yeah, just 2 lines saying about the movie, that it had jobs, and I think no animals were hurt or something like that. And then he goes back to that apartment, and then he sticks his head out and he says, "You're still here." So I don't know if that's the second scene. I don't know if wait. Okay, so he sticks his head out, and then he says, "You guys are still here." Okay. I don't know yet, but we are making a sequel, and that's what he says. And then he says, in that sequel, I can't tell you much, but one thing I can tell you about the sequel is we're gonna have cable. The moment he said that, I'm like in the middle of it, and I go, "Yeah!" And nobody seems to get it. Everyone was just quiet. And he says, "We're gonna have cable. I don't know if we're gonna get whoever, Stallone, we're gonna get we're gonna get Dolph Lundgren, anybody big body and flat top. Keira Knightley, she has she has breath. Who knows? We can get Keira Knightley and all that, but we're gonna have cable. So do stay tuned for that." And then he leaves. So I don't know if that's just the one end credit scene that just had a break in between, or that those were the 2 end credit scenes that were put together at the end. I don't know. You guys tell me if you've already seen the movie, because I think the US version will have, as I mentioned earlier, 2 end credit scenes. So there you go, folks. Sorry for extending this video review. This has been my my movie review of the latest movie from Marvel and Fox, Deadpool. Thanks for watching.